Hey friends, I'm Sharon Betters, and this is the Daily Treasure Podcast produced by Mark Inc. Ministries. And I am so glad that you've joined us for our Christmas series called Journey to Christmas with the Midwives of the Messiah. And it's our prayer, the team at Mark Inc., that these devotionals will just be a few minutes out of your day where you can take time to just stop and think about Christmas, think about the incredible ways God's sovereignty shows up in the Christmas story and how that same sovereignty shows up in your life. He could be trusted then, and he can be trusted now. So today's devotional is called Do the Next Thing, and today's treasure is from Isaiah 43, verse 19. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. What should we do while we are waiting for the Lord to make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert? Elisabeth Elliot, author, speaker, and spiritual mother to thousands, regularly shared her no-nonsense approach to living a life of obedience to the Lord. Shortly after our son Mark's death, I started reading her book, A Pathway Through Suffering, and within a few minutes, I wanted to throw the book across the room. Her matter-of-fact approach to sorrow and grief did not resonate with me, but I continued to read, sensing this wise woman who had lost so much had treasures to give me in my darkness. Sure enough, the Lord opened my heart to my need to respond in obedience to this pathway on which He had placed me. I later wrote a thank you note to Elisabeth for her candor and unflinching call for Christians to walk in obedience to their trustworthy God. This amazing woman responded with a handwritten note. I cannot wait to sit at her feet in heaven and listen as she praises our God for all His blessings. In the busyness of Christmas, some of us are overwhelmed, especially if we are trying to celebrate Christmas in the context of deep anguish and uncertainty. Elisabeth Elliot faced numerous similar seasons, especially after her husband Jim died at the hands of the very people he loved and wanted to introduce to Jesus. Elisabeth, against all human wisdom, returned to the very land of his death to continue the work Jim had started. If you've never had the blessing of Elisabeth's influence in your life, I strongly urge you to search for her books and archived radio broadcasts on Gateway to Joy. One of her best-known messages is Do the Next Thing. The following is a partial transcript from one of her messages on Gateway to Joy. I include the poem she references at the end. How often the words, do the next thing, helped guide me out of a dark period. I need to hear this message again and again. I'm confident you will be encouraged to do the next thing as you wait on the Lord. And this is from Elisabeth Elliot, Do the Next Thing. When I went back to my jungle station after the death of my first husband, Jim Elliot, I was faced with many confusions and uncertainties. I had a good many new roles, besides that of being a single parent and a widow. I was alone on a jungle station that Jim and I had manned together. I had to learn to do all kinds of things, which I was not trained or prepared in any way to do. It was a great help to me simply to do the next thing. Have you had the experience of feeling as if you got far too many burdens to bear, far too many people to take care of, and far too many things on your list to do? You just can't possibly do it, and you get in a panic and you just want to sit down and collapse in a pile and feel sorry for yourself. Well, I felt that way a good many times in my life, and I go back over and over again to an old Saxon legend, which I'm told is carved in an old English parsonage somewhere by the sea. I don't know where this is, but this is a poem which was written about that legend. The legend is, do the next thing. The poem says, do it immediately, do it with prayer, do it reliantly, casting all care, do it with reverence, tracing His hand who placed it before thee with earnest command. Stayed on omnipotence, safe neath His wing, leave all resultings, do the next thing. That is a wonderfully saving truth. Just do the next thing. Elisabeth goes on to tell about applying this in her missionary work and then ask the listener, what is the next thing for you to do? Small duties, perhaps? Jobs that nobody will notice as long as you do them. a dirty job that you would get out of if you could have your own preferences? Are you asked to take some great responsibility which you really don't feel qualified to do? You don't have to do the whole thing right this minute, do you? I can tell you one thing that you do have to do right this minute. It's the one thing that is required of all of us every minute of every day: trust in the living God. Now, what is the next thing? Well, perhaps it's to get yourself organized. Maybe you need to clean off your desk. If you have a desk job, that needs to be done. Maybe you need to clean out your kitchen drawers if you're going to do your kitchen work more efficiently. Maybe you need to organize the children's clothes. I know an enormous job that is for Valerie, my daughter. All of a sudden, the children are coming out saying, I can't wear this is too short, this is too long, this doesn't fit me anymore. What do you do with those things? If you're going to save them for the next child, you've got to put them somewhere where you can find them. So you just do that one thing. Somehow or other, peace of God descends upon us when we take things calmly, peacefully, and humbly as the next thing that God has assigned us to do. About 3 years ago, I think it was, my daughter and her husband were going away for a weekend and taking with them the nursing baby. The baby was just a few weeks or months old. Val and Walt decided to go off for a weekend. They asked me if I could stay with the other children. I was delighted. I live on the other side of the continent from my children and grandchildren, and I was delighted for the opportunity. So I stayed with them. In the first day, I don't remember ever being so busy in my life. I mean, it was Granny this and Granny that. Granny, will you read us a story? And Granny, can we have some more juice? And Granny, would you pull up my pants? Granny, would you pull my pants down? Granny, can we have some juice? Granny, can we go outside? Granny, what time is supper? Until I really thought I would go mad. Well, my dear sweet daughter had the good news to call me that evening. She said, well, Mama, how are you doing? I said, wonderfully, Val. And then I said, but I'm not sure I can make it through the next 3 days. Then I assured her that her children were wonderful children. They are not disobedient. They are not unruly. Everything was going along really very well when you think of the way some households are run. But I said, I keep thinking, Valerie's got a baby to nurse. That takes about 6 hours a day. How does she do it? So tell me, Val, how do you do it? She laughed and she said, well, Mama, I'll tell you how. I do what you told me years ago to do. Do the next thing. Don't sit down and think of all the things you have to do. That will kill you. It's overwhelming. It's daunting if you think of all the things that are involved in a task. Just pick up the next thing. And here is the poem from an old English parsonage down by the sea. There came in the twilight a message to me. Its quaint Saxon legend, deeply engraven, hath, it seems to me, teaching from heaven. And on through the doors the quiet words ring, like a low inspiration, do the next thing. Many a questioning, many a fear, many a doubt hath its quieting here. Moment by moment let down from heaven, time, opportunity, and guidance are given. Fear not tomorrows, child of the King. Trust them with Jesus. Do the next thing. Do it immediately. Do it with prayer. Do it reliantly, casting all care. Do it with reverence, tracing his hand, who placed it before thee with earnest command. Stayed on omnipotence, safe neath his wing. Leave all results. Do the next thing. Looking for Jesus, even serener. Working or suffering, be thy demeanor. In his dear presence, the rest of his calm. The light of his countenance, be thy psalm. Strong in his faithfulness, praise and sing. Then, as he beckons thee, do the next thing. Friends, thanks so much for joining us for the Daily Treasure podcast. And as always, we like to introduce you to other resources that are designed to help turn your heart toward Jesus. And one of those is our Help and Hope podcast. You know, Jesus promised that in this world we will have troubles, but don't be afraid, because as he also promises, he has overcome the world. We are so grateful that we can offer to you stories, redemption stories from the Help and Hope podcast that are designed to address some of those troubles that we might experience. These life crises are often difficult to discuss, but friends, they need to be faced as we help one another walk by faith. The Help and Hope podcast includes real-life testimonies of people who have walked through experiences that are hard and they have found their strength in Christ. We tackle such life crises as terminal illness, loss of a child, widowhood, depression, addiction, adoption, and so much more. Our guests include well-known people like Nancy Guthrie, Daryl Strawberry, Ben Fuller, Rosaria Butterfield, Laura Story, Vanitha Reisner, and so many more. But we also offer many stories from people like your neighbor, your friend, your coworkers, people like you, people who quietly persevere, often alone in their struggles, except for the presence of their Lord. Some of our conversations are with counselors and those who offer practical steps for walking by faith when life is hard. I know that these conversations are going to shore up your foundation for those uninvited moments when your faith is challenged. You're going to be encouraged, and we invite you to share these stories with others to help them walk by faith wherever God has placed them. So friends, go to markinc.org, that's markinc.org, click the Help and Hope link, and browse these stories and look for those stories that apply specifically to you. But also check out the ones that don't, because I know that there's someone in your life who's going to need the help and hope that you hear in these conversations. I'm Sharon Betters, and I am so grateful that you have joined us today, and we look forward to being with you tomorrow.